Okay, so we are considering logarithm. Will be topic is logarithm. So remember that there's a direct relationship between indices and logarithm. You have been taught that if I have, for example, a raised to the power of x is equal to b. Okay, you know this from your indices. We can actually say the log of b to the base of a is simply equal to x. As a simple example is if I have 2 raised to the power of 3 and this is the same thing as 8. Okay, so we can write this in logarithm as log 8 to base 2. This should be equal to 3. Okay, so in the same vein, let us quickly go and look at laws of logarithm. Okay, that log a to any base plus log b is simply the same thing as log a multiplied by b. Okay, as a very quick example, we have that if I have log 2 plus log 3, this is the same thing as log 2 times 3, which simply translates to this is surely going to give us log 6. So it means I can write something like this. It means I can go ahead and write something like this. I can say that log 6 is simply the same thing as log 3 times 2. Okay, and this is the same thing as log 3 plus log 2, and I will be correct. Let's go ahead and see other laws of logarithm. The second one we want to consider is division. We say if we have a log to any base, okay, of a divided by b is the same thing as log, let's take this as number 2. Okay, it's the same thing as log a subtracting log b. Okay, let's see quickly an example. Here's an example. For example, if I have log x minus log y to any base, this is the same thing as log x divided by y. Okay, you can see also as an example, let's give it an example now. Let's say example 2, log to base 10 of k minus log to base 10 of 2. This is going to give us log to base 10 of k divided by 2, and you will be correct. Okay, if you're following me at this point, please give a thumbs up, drop a note, drop a comment, whatever it is, and of course I will definitely read your comment and I'll respond. We have the next law we want to look at is a constant law. So we say that if you have log to base x of y power n, we say that this is the same thing as n log to base x of y. So what happens is that the constant is taken right behind the log. All right, so let's see quickly an example. So you can have something like log to base 2 of 8. Okay, now this is the same thing as log to base 2 of 2 raised to the power of 3. So what will happen to 3? You guessed it correctly. That's going to be log to base 2 of 2. Of course, we are going to be seeing a law shortly that this is the same thing as 1. So this will give you 3 times 1. Let's go to the next law. The next law says that a log to the same base is equal to 1. Look at it. Log of x to x is 1. That is log x to base x is equal to 1. You can actually see this if you check. We can say we want to check, but excuse me now, let's prove it. Let's prove that we can just simply prove it by saying, you remember that x raised to power 1 is the same thing as x, and if we are to convert this to logarithm, we can say log 2 base x of x is equal to the exponent, the power, and that is what you have, which is 1. Okay, so a very good example, of course, you know, is log 2 base 2 is 1, log 10 base 10 is 1. So if you carry your calculator right now and you press 10 log 10, it will give you 1. The next law, which I will put because I don't want this video to go beyond this minute, is going to be the next law. So if we have something like this, which is a change of base actually, if I have x and I have y, we can put this to be of separate bases, because if you look at this is log x to base y. I can say this is the same thing as log x base 10 divided by log y to base 10. A very good example is if I have something like this and I give you let's say log 120 to base 5. How do you begin? I can decide to convert all of this to carry a base 10. So this is going to give you the same thing as log 120 to base 10 divided by log 5 to base 10. I hope you learned something today. Please hit the like button and share. Show somebody you can get free knowledge here. And if you have any question, drop it in the chat, send an email, and the email showing on your screen, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.